Hello guys, this is Godsent here of Scentfarms, and today's video we are going to be talking about the ideal cage for your rabbits, to keep your rabbit. Trust me, the pattern of your cage or your rabbit hutch will go a long way to making your rabbit farming experience an easy one, especially when it comes to cleaning your rabbit hutch. Now on this video we're going to be talking about the different type of cages that you can use, the components of each of these cages, and their uses and what they can actually the purpose they actually serve as a member of that particular cage. Now what you're seeing right here is the wooden type of rabbit hutch. Yes, now I'm going to start with the dimension of each of the hutches, then I'll tell you the members of the hutch. Now the dimension is, the ideal dimension for a rabbit hutch is 2 feet by length, 2 feet by width, and then 2 feet by height. That is the ideal size of a rabbit hutch. That is for one rabbit. But in cases where you want to minimize the cost of constructing your rabbit hutch, you can do it 2 feet by length, 2 feet by width, then 1.5 feet in height. That is also manageable. That is if you want to minimize the cost of constructing your rabbit cage. Now that being said, we're going to be looking at the members of this rabbit hutch. You can see the members are wood and net, not just any kind of net. Now you want to look at the floor of the cage. You will see that the net that I'm using for the floor is different from the one I'm using for the sides of the cage. You can actually use this particular one all round, but it's going to be very expensive, so you can substitute this half inch by half inch for the side, then you use half inch by half inch for the floor of the cage. This half inch by half inch is the best that you can use for the floor of your rabbit hutch, because it's strong enough to hold the weight of the rabbit, and it's also having the minimum space to allow your rabbit poo to fall through, so you don't have a messy floor that will stain your rabbit's body. So those are the materials that you can use to construct your wooden cage rabbit hutch. And let me just talk a little bit about the feeder and the drinker. Here is a J feeder. You can use a J feeder for this rabbit hutch system. You can also use the concrete feeder. You can use the concrete feeder for both your feed and your water as well. Then if you're using the J feeder, you can also use the concrete feeder for your, or the wooden type of drinker. But I find it taking lots and lots of space on the floor, so you can just as well go with the automated nipple water system. As you can see here, you can go with that one coupled with the J feeder or the concrete feeder, but I don't like to use any of this concrete feeder or wooden feeder, because it actually takes a ground space in the hutch. Another thing I want to point out in the wooden cage system of rabbit hutch is the urine and the poo collector, especially for those of us that are collecting urine for purpose of pesticides and manure. The urine collector, which is this tray here that you've seen, is very important in between the floors of the layers of the cage. If you're having just one layer of cage, you just have to put it under here. I actually removed this one. Those are what you're seeing over here, because I'm decommissioning this cage. I'm no longer using this one. So the urine collector is very important for the collection of urine and poo. As you can see, they will just roll down into the water collector here. I'll show you in the other cage system. So you want to have this urine collector in your rabbit hutch, in case you want to be collecting rabbit urine and rabbit poo. For especially rabbit urine, you're going to be needing this construction to be done under each floors of your rabbit hutch, so that you can channel the urine and the poo to a particular location where you can collect it neatly. So this brings me to the second cage pattern system, which is the iron cage system. You can see this is the iron cage system. It's all round net, iron net, as you can see. The floor also, I'm using the half-inch by half-inch wire mesh, while the sides I'm using the 1-inch by 2-inch wire mesh for the sides of the cage. It is an ideal rabbit cage. The dimension also is 2 feet width, 2 feet length by 2 feet width, and then 2 feet height. But you can also minimize cost in constructing this one by doing a 2 feet length, 2 feet inside, which is the width, then 1.5 feet height. It's also an ideal dimension that you can use in case you want to minimize the cost of constructing your iron cage as well. Then coming to this component is very important, which is the urine and the poo collector. And as you can see, it is slanted at an angle. Very, very important. If you do not get this angle right, if you're not getting a very good angle to allow the poo or the urine to flow down, everything is going to be stuck on it, and you're going to be having a messy platform here. It's going to look very messy and smelly. So the purpose of this thing, like I rightly said, is to collect the urine. As soon as the urine drops, it falls here, or the poo, it falls here, then rolls off into this collector. You can see here, if you look very closely, this collector is slanted towards that angle. So whatsoever urine that falls here, it's channeled down to this other side. Then I'm going to be having a bucket here, or a gallon, which I'm going to be collecting the urine. So even when I'm not around, this cage is self-cleaning. It cleans itself. Yes, that's what this construction here, this collectors, does. It cleans itself. It collects the urine for me. It channels everything to a particular location where I can easily collect the urine and use. This one right here is still under construction. As you can see, it's not yet complete, but in subsequent videos I'm sure you're going to be seeing the complete construction of this work. I'm still doing it gradually because of a very tight schedule, but I'm going to finish it very soon, a couple of days. You can see the water system as well. It's an automated water system. You can see still under construction. And shout out to Komodo's Farm for making it possible for us to be able to have this cage here in our farm. You can check them out. They're also into rabbit farming as well, and as well as other livestock, chicken, dog breeding and all that. So one thing to note, like I talked about the angle of this water collector. If you look at this one clearly, you see that I did not get the angle right here. The angle was not enough to channel, to run off the poo and the urine. That was what I experienced in this first cage I did. So I actually corrected it here. As you can see, this one is more sloppy than this other one, and the experience I also got from this one too, I improved on it here. And as you can see, this one is more sloppier, and it has been tested and proven. A little demonstration to show you how this urine collector actually works. I'm going to be splashing a little bit of water, simulating a rabbit's urine. Oh, that was a little bit much. As you can see, water is running towards this end. Here you go. You can see it. So whatever angle the rabbit drops its urine is going to flow towards along this line. It's going to flow along this line to this other side. So guys, that is the two types of cage or rabbit hutch system that you can construct in your farm. If there is any question, hint me up in the comment section, or we'll go straight to my WhatsApp page and drop me a message, and I will attend to it as soon as possible. From me, God Sent of Scentfarms. See you in the next video. Bye bye guys.